It is now 7 p.m., and I would like to call to order the September 20th, 2016 business meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Aldine Independent School District. Our ethics statement will be read by Mr. Paul Shanklin.
As part of the Reform and Governance Act that the board and leadership has gone through, we've adopted an ethics statement. The ethics statement is, the Board of Trustees is committed to and shall perform its duties ethically and according to our core beliefs. We will model the highest standards of conduct. We will ensure that no personal value system or personal goal interferes with our duty as public servants. The public interest shall be the principle which guides this board and in its deliberations and decisions.
Thank you, Mr. Shanklin. We want to extend a warm welcome to all of our visitors and people who are returning to our meeting. We're pleased that you joined us tonight as we celebrate the achievements, review information, and make policy decisions related to the effective operation of the Aldine Independent School District. I'd like to thank you for making time to come out tonight. Let the minutes reflect that all board members are present with the exception of Mr. Merlin Griggs. I see we have some new visitors, a special guest in the audience. If you have comments to the board and have not filled out the audience participation form in the brochure next to the agenda books outside, please do so at this time and give it to Ms. Luetta, who is to my far right, for the portion of the agenda open forum for patrons desiring to be heard. We'll now have the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Number 5 on the agenda. Do we have a motion?
Motion. I move that the minutes for the regular meeting on August 16th, 2016 be approved as printed.
I second that, Madam President.
We'll begin the vote with Dr. Viola Garcia.
Garcia, yes.
Me, yes.
Bourgeois, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Motion passed. We will now adjourn our board meeting, but you won't have to leave. And the meeting on the adoption of the tax rate for 2016 calendar year, and it will be presented by Mrs. Anna Zahn.
Good evening, Ms. Avalos, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. I have several items to discuss. In accordance with Section 44.004 of the Texas Education Code, we conducted a budget and proposed tax rate hearing on June 14, 2016. Proper notification of that hearing was posted in the newspaper, and the hearing was open for public comments. There are copies of the June tax notice on the front table if anyone would like a copy. At that June board meeting, the board was presented with a proposed budget of $677,310,325 for the 2016-17 school year. This represents an overall increase of $11,649,445 over the initial 15-16 budget. The board adopted that proposed budget. At the meeting, the board also held the tax rate hearing. A tax rate was proposed to the board at that time, and tonight we would like to set the 2016 tax rate for the Aldine Independent School District. I have placed in front of you in the green booklets a statement of the 2016 appraisal roll. This statement indicates the total certified and uncertified value of appraised property is $27,066,920,604, and the taxable certified and uncertified value of all property is $18,803,421,290. In order for the district to maintain and oversee the public schools in the Aldine Independent School District, to pay outstanding bonds in the succeeding year, and any other lawful purpose, it is necessary for the district to set a tax rate. I am proposing that the board set the tax rate of 19 cents for the interest and sinking fund and $1.133388 for the maintenance and operation fund for the 2016 tax year. This rate is 3.75 cents higher than our current tax rate and is a total tax rate of $1.32.3. The additional 3.75 cents is due to an additional bond debt payments that were approved by the Aldine voters in November of 2015. In June, each board member was given a copy of the notice that appeared in the Houston Chronicle and Northeast News. The notice indicated these proposed tax rates. Does the board have any questions about our taxable value or the tax rates that I have recommended?
Board members, are there any questions?
If you have no questions, then I would like to recommend that the board approve the resolution and ordinance fixing and levying school district ad valorem taxes and approve the certified tax roll.
Do we have a motion?
I move that, Madam President, I move we adopt a tax rate of $1.323388 for the 2016 tax year, which consists of 19 cents for the interest and sinking fund and $1.133388 for maintenance and operations.
Is there a second?
I second.
Begin the vote with Mr. Shanklin.
Shanklin, yes.
Ogden, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Bourgeois, yes.
Mead, yes.
Garcia, yes.
The adoption of the 2016 tax rate satisfies the requirements set out in Section 44.004 of the Texas Education Code. Ms. Avalos and members of the board, this concludes my part of the meeting of the Board of Trustees for the purpose of discussing the budget and adopting the 2016 tax rate. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion passed. We will now adjourn the meeting to adopt the 2016 tax rate. It is 7:07, and we'll return to our regular meeting. It is time for the academic report presented by Dr. Sarah Tomey.
Ms. Avalos, Dr. Van Berg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. Before I begin, wasn't the Eisenhower Jazz Ensemble really a pleasure to listen to? I believe Mr. Garza will be bringing them in a few minutes so that you can meet them. But let me get on with the academic report. Aldine received the state accountability ratings for each campus earlier this month. Campuses receive a score in 4 indices that are combined to determine if the campus met the standards set by the state. In addition, campuses can achieve distinctions in several areas. This year, Aldine had 4 campuses in improvement required, meaning they did not meet the state standard. This is a decrease from 2015, when Aldine had 8 campuses in improvement required. The 4 campuses are Goodman Elementary, Caraway Intermediate, Eisenhower High School, and Davis High School. But a total of 24 campuses received 1 or more distinctions in the accountability report. The advanced placement AP scores were also received. Aldine had a total of 2,027 AP students taking a total of 3,543 AP exams in a variety of courses. Colleges and universities award college credit to students who make a 4 or a 5 on the exam, with some colleges awarding credit for a score of 3. Overall, 98 students received a score of 5 on 104 exams. 244 students received a score of 4 on 257 exams. Additionally, 365 students received a score of 3 on 409 exams. And competition season has started. The Woodlands High School had a speech and debate tournament. Eisenhower had 5 students placing in multiple events in 1st through 6th place, and Carver student Nereus Ned won 3rd place overall in the competition. So, congratulations. This concludes the academic report for September 2016.
Thank you, Dr. Tomey. Ms. Patricia Bourgeois, do we have any correspondence to be read tonight?
Madam President, we have no correspondence to be read tonight.
Thank you. We now have Mr. Abel Gadasa to present the program for tonight.
Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Bamberg and Dr. Blanson, good evening. I wanted to bring your attention before we start tonight to some of our nation's best. We were treated to some incredible music by some very talented students. Quickly, I would like to call up Mr. Michael Owen from Eisenhower 9th to introduce his students. Mr. Owen.
All right, we have our saxophone section. Over there, we have Jose Solis, Natalie Pineda, Stephanie Esparza, Jose Barrios, and Juliet Alvarez. Trombone section, we have Gabriel Aguilar, David Espinoza, Alfred Juarez, and Alexander Gonzalez. Trumpet section, George Grimaldo, Catherine Reyes, Paul Laturio, and Jonathan Pedraza. And our rhythm section, on piano, Oscar Saldana. On guitar, Nathan Aguilar. On upright and electric bass, Christopher Perez. And then our drum set players, Susana Garcia and Samuel Chavez. Oh, and our assistant band director, assistant jazz director, and bus driver, Matt Adamson.
Thank you.
Good job, thank you, thank you.
Doing so good.
Thank you, we enjoyed it. Thank you, it was great.
Good music.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We know that we have some of the very best, but it's nice to have other people see that we have the very best.
Don't you just get jealous with such talent? I've got no musical talent. Well, Mr. Refugio Rodriguez and Dr. Bamberg thought it would be a nice idea to have our students perform for us and allow our students to gain more experience with live performances. We will be treated to music at all future board meetings as well. We thank them again for sharing their talents with us. Next, we begin with a special presentation. With your permission, we would like to switch the order to first recognize Ms. Laura Hamilton, one of Aldine ISD's Teachers of the Year. The board recognized our Teachers of the Year last month, but there is no such thing as too much recognition. With that in mind, I would like to call up Dr. Pam Wells of Region 4. She has a special recognition for Ms. Hamilton and some surprises.
President Avalos, board members, Dr. Bamberg, staff, parents, and guests, I want to thank you for allowing me to join you today. I would agree with you, Dr. Avalos, President Avalos, that we had an opportunity to see the state's best, and we're going to see one of the state's best in the teacher that we're going to recognize as well. Every fall, the Texas Association of School Administrators facilitates the Texas Teacher of the Year program, which recognizes and rewards regional teachers of the year for their outstanding leadership and excellence in teaching. This year, the Region 4 Teachers of the Year program recognized 93 outstanding teachers from 46 school districts and 1 charter school throughout the Region 4 area. And out of this number of 93, there are only 2 that are selected, 1 elementary teacher and 1 secondary teacher, to actually be recognized as Region 4 Teachers of the Year and to represent our region in the State Teacher of the Year program. And it is certainly a privilege to have this opportunity to join in your celebration of the Region 4 Elementary Teacher of the Year, Laura Hamilton. And And I want you to know that I'm honored to make a special presentation to this very distinguished educator and extraordinary teacher. Now, many of you already know Ms. Hamilton, but for those of you who don't, I want to share a little bit about her. She has 14 years of teaching experience, most recently as an elementary language arts teacher at Stellick Intermediate School, where she has taught since 2005. Ms. Hamilton has dedicated her career to fostering student success through building positive relationships with students, professional leadership activities, and community involvement. And just this evening, she shared with me an example of what she does to establish great relationships with parents as well. Laura is committed to helping teachers see themselves as captains of their destiny, empowered and guided by the rudder of positive choices. That is a cultural belief that I think helps to make Laura so successful. And I want to share with you that we had the opportunity to honor all of the Teachers of the Year at a wonderful, wonderful event that was held at the Hotel Americas, and it was in the ballroom, and it was a beautiful event. You know, often teachers get really excited if they get pizza, for lunch. Well, or if they get donuts in the morning, right? And so it was really nice to have them honored at this beautiful, beautiful affair. And we wouldn't be able to do that without having some sponsors, some business partners who are truly committed to the Teacher of the Year program. And I want to share with you that we have two of our most exceptional partners who are here today, Laura, who are going to help me surprise you. So in appreciation of Ms. Hamilton, we have with us tonight Tim Gwynn, who is the Vertical Market Manager with Office Depot, one of our longstanding supporters of the Teacher of the Year program. And you're going to have a gift here. He's going to present you with your own Dell computer. And in addition, I'm going to have to get out of the way so that your other gift can be right. Why don't you take it over to the center there? So in addition, we have Ian Badalato, who is the Business Development Associate from Hahn Company, who does lots of furniture and other kinds of things for school districts. And he's going to present you with this special chair. And by the way, this chair was actually specifically made for the Region 4 Teachers of the Year, and the folks made it with the color blue because they actually did some research that said that students react positively in terms of attention to the color blue. So it was actually literally made for you as the Region 4 Teacher of the Year. So congratulations again, Ms. Hamilton. She truly, I know that she represents many, many wonderful teachers here in the Aldine School District. And I've felt that way for I'm not even going to tell you how long I've been in education in Region 4, that Aldine has always had a very, very strong curriculum and instructional program. But to have the Teacher of the Year is even more exceptional. So congratulations to you, and we're so happy to honor you.
We certainly want to have her presented with the chair. Yes.
Here, let me take that. So that technically is your property, so the police department cannot do anything to you as you're loading it up to your vehicle.
You taking it out. We need to deliver it to her. Oh, thank you for coming.
I didn't know if y'all wanted a picture with her. Y'all can do that. You're good? Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Pam. We certainly appreciate the gift from Region 4, who is one of our great partners for a long time, and we're very proud of Laura.
Well, thank you again to Ms. Hamilton and Dr. Wells for recognizing the district. We will see you again next year.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not the first time I've been to Aldine to honor.
Now, moving forward, tonight's program will be presented by the Executive Director of Facilities, Planning and Construction, Mr. Patrick Mouton. He will provide an update on the 2015 bond referendum.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, President Avalos, members of the board, guest members and guests. Thank you for the opportunity to come and present to you this evening on our bond updates. And so, as we get started here, how about we turn it on? There we go. Okay, so before, it's a little slow reacting, I see. So before we get started with the Bond 2015 update, I wanted to bring the Bond 2007 to a closure for this last year. And so here we have Greens Point Elementary School. And this is the school where we start transitioning from the typical schools we've been doing in the last bond issue, where we start making the schools bigger, making them larger, bringing in flex spaces. There's additional art rooms, music rooms, science rooms that you'll see that's different here as we transition to the new bond. Here you see where we're making our hallways more grander. When you come into the building, they're wider to provide for better circulation. But you also see where we have our classrooms there and having different furniture. We also have flex spaces that we don't have on our other campuses. In this space, we also have where kids can come in, small groups can be taught, they can be sectioned off. Also have a teacher workspace where they can have a workroom, a place to have small group meetings, to have department chair meetings in those spaces. There's also a restroom in that area, so they don't have to move to the front office. They can stay in their area and provide instruction. Here's another view, another change of the restrooms that we have at the elementary school. We're bringing the sinks and the mirrors into the hallways, provide for better circulation for our students, and so teachers really love that. Here's something different and something new that we brought. We have an amphitheater that'll be at our campuses, a place where you can have another instructional space, some flexibility. You can have some evening events out there. There's also a place in the steps there where you can have power. You have power for microphone or speakers and things you want to bring out there. Also, for this last year, we had band hall additions for Hoffman, Hambrick, Teague, and Shotwell Middle School. We have music spaces there, a place for music storage. They also have a restroom in the area so they can stay self-contained. This project was completed. Now we move into the bond 2015, $798 million. This was passed in November of 2015. And the things that we said we would do involve the technology, new construction, renovation, and repairs. For the bond technology, we said we'll install GPS tracking and management system for the buses so we can see as the buses move around the district. Parents can then monitor those. They'll have an app, also see the kids move to the district. Also provide technology upgrades at the campuses with wireless PA systems, telephone system upgrades. We also have a data center upgrades that as we upgrade the campuses, we need to also upgrade our data center. For bond new construction, we said we'll have the new East Aldine Early College system where we work with Lone Star College, build a system similar to what we have at Victory Early College. We have a new Aldine, a Northside Transportation Facility, a new state-of-the-art Career and Technology High School, new EC Pre-K centers for Lauder and the Greens Point area, Greens Point School. We're going to rebuild Johnson and Francis Elementary School. Have a new Lauder Road Middle School, West Mount Houston Middle School, and a Townsend Road Middle School. Here's a rendering of where the Aldine East Early College will be. We're working with Lone Star, so the front end of the building will be with Lone Star, on the back end will be for Aldine ISD. Here's an elevation view of the new transportation facility. It's very similar to our West Side Transportation Facility. It's going to open with 6 bus bays for mechanics with the room to grow. We're going to start off with 150 buses right off and expand to 300. But there's 67 acres there, allowing us to expand if we need to down in the future. Here's our state-of-the-art career and technology high school elevation, a beautiful facility. And it's going to be a place where the kids can come. This will be an all-day program. And they'll still have career and technology at the home campuses, but this will be an all-day program for kids to receive that type of education. Here's our Lauder Road EC Pre-K school front elevation. Very nice. Very different than what we've seen in the past. Here's another school, Greens Point EC Pre-K school elevation view. Here we have Johnson Elementary front elevation. Again, this school is going to be much larger than we have in the past. All of our new schools are going to be at least 30% larger. And elementary school was 850 students in the past. This is going to be built for 1,000 students. Francis Elementary School, here's a front elevation. We have the same floor plan, but it's going to have its own identity in the front there. Here's Lauder Road Middle School front elevation. Westmount Houston Middle School in the front elevation there. Again, the same floor plan, the same program, but it's going to have its own identity. Townsend Boulevard Middle School front elevation. Here's what's different about this one. The other two schools were two-story campuses. This one has more land. We can expand more, and this will be a one-story. But it has all the same rooms, the same program spaces. Okay. And then for our bond renovations, we also talked about we'll convert our intermediate schools to elementary and convert them also to EC Pre-K schools. We're going to remodel Carver High School and Anderson Elementary School and add additions to those. Renovations and additions to Aldine Senior and MacArthur Senior. Middle school auditorium renovations, swimming pool upgrades, artificial turf added to Smith Academy, and parking lot expansions. Here you can see the work we've done at the auditorium where we've replaced some tiles, we fixed broken chairs, and painted the stage on some places and did some repair on some door work, some acoustical panels there as well. This work has been completed this summer. On swimming pool, we did some painting, flooring. We replaced some roll-up garage doors where some of the doors were solid. We let more sunlight in over at MacArthur Senior and Aldine Senior. We replaced entry doors and updated lighting fixtures to LED lighting to make them much brighter. Here you can see a shot of Eisenhower was much brighter. The floor has been polished. Also, we have panels, sound panels on the walls replaced. This work has been completed. Nimitz is very similar to Eisenhower's, similar upgrades to the wall panels, painting, and the flooring, lighting upgrade. This work is completed. MacArthur, you can see the garage door and letting in more natural light, LED lighting, and polished the floor, sealed those. That's been completed. We have Aldine High School swimming pool upgrades. Again, the garage doors were replaced, painting, the floor, lighting upgrades. This work has been completed. Here's a shot of Smith Stadium where we're going to have artificial turf there. We should have this completed at the end of the month, and they'll have their first game upcoming I believe in October. Parking lot expansions. Here we have at Stevens Elementary School. We have Orange Grove Elementary School, much needed parking, get the space for teachers and cars, trying to get the cars off the street here. And that'll complete my presentation. If we have any questions? No questions, but thank you.
33 seconds. Yeah, the next time he's going to do it. He's seen it so many times. Yes, he did. I don't.
In a while. Okay. We now move move on to our recognitions. First, Stacy Smith, Program Director of Resource Development, will announce a number of grants the district has received, as well as a special presentation for two of our business partners. Stacy.
Thank you, Abe. Good evening, President Avalos, board members, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, administrative leadership, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to report on recent grant awards. As Abel said, we're going to switch things around a little bit for our first recognition. Instead of the schools being recognized, we wanted to recognize some business partners. So at this time, if Ms. LaDawn Ward, principal of Conley Elementary, and Tanya Wilson and Deborah Ricks of Home Depot, please come forward. So Home Depot donated $3,000 in supplies and volunteered the elbow grease to beautify the campus at Conley Elementary for a fresh look for the school year. I wanted to say thank you to Tanya and also to Deborah and the staff at Home Depot for supporting the beautification campaign for a second year at Conley. And so, Ms. LaDawn Ward, I have this if you wanted to. And then if we could get in front of President Avalos for a photograph. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I hear it's really beautiful, so if you haven't had a chance to see it, get over to
I
Conley.
saw it and it does look
Just
great.
Thank you. And they also wanted to recognize DHL, and I don't know if Mr. Oh, there he, well, please come forward. Ms. Ward, I'm sorry. Please come forward. We're so glad that you made it. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay. And joining Ms. Ward tonight is Philip Deeds of DHL. They donated supplies and materials for the campus valued at $2,000. So, Ms. Ward, for sure, we wanted to say thank you and to acknowledge you and DHL for your business support of Conley.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're honored.
And then for a picture of Ms. Aldine. Okay. Thank you so much.
They're gonna think I'm a midget.
And we're going to return to our regular programming here. Would Karen Wilkerson, principal of Hinojosa ECPK, and Erica Brister please come forward? Each student has a voice. They are encouraged to use their voice and words through the means of storytelling. The stories are translated from talking and sharing into drawing and illustrating and into writing. Through the use of oral language, a story can be created on paper. Through the implementation of the Writing Center, Ms. Brister will help her students find their storytelling voice in illustration and writing. This grant was funded through Donors Choose in the amount of $786. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Will Executive Director Dana Sheffield, Child Nutrition, please come forward. The Aldine Child Nutrition Center will create a fruit and vegetable garden that will serve as a garden-to-table learning lab for the students of Aldine ISD. All students in the district are welcome to the garden for regular nutrition education classes, utilizing the Great Garden Detective Nutrition Curriculum and other age-appropriate curriculum to teach about nutrition, agriculture, and how it impacts our lives. The garden will also be used for a Kid Chef camp starting in the summer of 2017. Students attending the camp will have the opportunity to use produce grown from the garden and gain valuable cooking skills. The grant was funded by the Texas Department of Agriculture. The amount of this award is $2,482. Congratulations. Thank you. Will Chief Craig Gorowski and Sergeant Mark Harris of the Aldine ISD Police Department please come forward? The National Incident-Based Reporting System, or NIBRS, will provide detailed incident information including the location, offense, offender, victims, property, and arrestee that will build a solid foundation for tactical decision-making, strategic planning, research, and link reporting from local and regional law enforcement agencies across the state into a national database. The NIBRS program was selected by the Bureau of Justice to replace the current uniform crime reporting system. This grant is funded by the Bureau of Justice. The amount of this award is $9,350. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay. And the total amount of awards this evening is $17,618. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. Next, Dana Sheffield, Executive Director of Child Nutrition Services, will announce her Team of the Month. They were eager to get up, so they've been waiting here patiently.
Thank you. I was just really sitting on the first row, so. Good evening, President Avalos, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, members of the board. Child Nutrition is pleased to announce its Team of the Month for actually the end of last school year, May, and our little bit of August, and that is Jones Elementary. Manager of 1 year, Katrina Rodriguez, has done an outstanding job with great team members who respect and support her leadership. This outstanding group exhibits excellent customer service daily and has very good attendance. They successfully launched our grab-and-go breakfast concept, averaging 80 meals daily. Now, that's in addition to our hundreds that we serve daily. Average breakfast participation is 50%, and their lunch participation is 89%. There is also excellent rapport with school staff and administration. Congratulations to this team. Specialists include Beverly Diaz, Betty Greer, Melissa Guzman, Gabrielle Martinez, Taniki Malone, Amelia McCarty, Rebecca Veers, and Jeanette Williams. Supervisor for Jones is Sal Jessa. Child Nutrition would also like to recognize our principal, Cheryl Fontenot, who greatly supports the efforts of the manager and staff.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank y'all. I told you you had nothing to worry about. Told them, don't worry, you won't trip, you won't fall. Next, Emmett Rock will present the Building of the Month award winners.
Thank you, Abel. Ms. Avalos, members of the board, Dr. Bamberg and Dr. Blanson, it's always my pleasure, and it is equally my pleasure to start off the 16-17 school year with our nightly honors. I would like representatives of Kajawa EC Pre-K to please join me. Debbie, Digna. As they make their way to the microphone, I would like to say that Digna, the head custodian, has 6 years of head custodian experience. She's with the Red Blouse. Latavia Howard has 2 years, and Maria Villarreal has 1 year of experience. And before I present them the award, Maria's daughter, Brenda, who's in the audience, is a 2014 graduate of Victory. So congratulations for that also.
All right.
Ladies, on behalf of the Buildings and Properties Department, it is my pleasure to congratulate you for the Building of the Month for the month of September 2016. Digna, congratulations for your leadership and the sweat on the part of your ladies. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So So they can see Rose. Ms. Avalos has to behave tonight. We're doing any gestures.
Thank you, ladies.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Finally, we recognize our employees of the quarter from our Human Resources Department and our Police Department. Chief Gorlowski will recognize his employee of the quarter. Chief?
Thank you, Abel. President Avalos, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, board members. We are recognizing as our employee of the quarter for the police department, Ms. Connie Garcia. I know you won't believe me, but she's been serving the department for over 17 years.
Wow.
I told you. Now, granted, she started when she was a student at MacArthur High School. And since then, she went part-time, she went to full-time, served several of the police chiefs, including myself. She's mastered all of our computer programs, Microsoft Office products, the AMS system, the timekeeping system, the computer-aided dispatch system. She even backs up our dispatchers when the phones roll over, if they get busy, or translation, because Connie is bilingual and always with a smile. She's also our administrative troubleshooter. There's always a steady stream of employees and supervisors going by her desk asking, how do you do this? How do you do that? I know I'm in that line very often waiting to get assistance from Connie on how to do things in the district. And again, always pleasant, always smiling no matter what the task is. As a matter of fact, when I asked the supervisors to give me some feedback on what I can say about Ms. Garcia, to a person, they said, it doesn't matter what you ask her to do. She's going to do it. She's going to be pleasant, and she's going to smile. And then this last quarter, we had suddenly one of our longtime clerical assistants retired on fairly short notice. She ended up getting married and moving to Oklahoma. And we had to ask Connie to step up and do double duties on top of everything else she was already doing. And she did it up for several weeks. And again, pleasant, always with a smile. I can tell you I've been blessed with secretaries for over 25 years that I've been in police management. And Connie, you are the best bar none. And we really appreciate everything you do. And maybe most importantly, she always laughs at my jokes. So Connie, thank you very much. Thank you.
Finally, Robin Williams, Executive Director of Employee Equality, will now recognize Human Resources Department Employee of the Quarter.
Ms. Avalos, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board, I would like to present to you Ms. Melissa Rada, the Employee of the Quarter in Human Resources Department. Melissa began her career in Aldine in 2014. Currently, Melissa is the Secretary for the Director of Invest. She exudes happiness and always has a warm smile to greet you. There is no task too big or small for Melissa. She is department's go-to person when you need assistance in a pinch. Melissa goes above the call of duty and has a great attendance record. She is committed to Aldine and self-improvement. Melissa is currently working on her associate's degree at Lone Star College. As a result of her great work ethic, the directors in the Human Resources Department unanimously selected Melissa Rada to represent our department as the Employee of the Quarter. Thank you, Melissa, for your continued service and dedication to the Aldine School District.
Thank you.
She's also our babysitter for our Aldine baby. Madam President, that completes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Garza. The board has had the consent agenda items in their possession for study and discussed them at length in the study session last night. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to the consent agenda items to be voted on by the board tonight? Do I have a motion regarding the consent agenda items?
Ms. Avalos, I move that items A through T on the consent agenda be approved with the exception of items K, 5, R, and S that are withdrawn at this time.
Madam President, I second the motion.
We'll begin the vote with Mr. Shanklin.
Shanklin, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Bourgeois, yes.
I'm sorry, Garcia, yes.
Motion passes. Now we're going to hear the recommendation for the health benefits, and the chair recognizes Dr. Selena Chapa.
President Avalos, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, members of the board, and guests, I would like to introduce to you today Tyler Kalach. He is a third grade teacher, GT and ESL teacher at Carmichael Elementary. Tyler is joined tonight by other members of the Benefits Advisory Committee. As Mr. Kalach approaches the microphone, would the other members of the BAC committee please stand and be recognized? There are two of you. There we go. We have three. They've been working really hard in helping make the recommendation for you tonight, so we're really proud to have them here with us today.
Thank you, Dr. Chapa, Ms. Avalos, Dr. Bamberg, members of the board. The overall goal of the Benefits Advisory Committee is to ensure that Aldine ISD is offering the most stable and comprehensive benefits package possible to its employees. Tonight, I would like to make recommendations on behalf of the entire Benefits Advisory Committee. This committee is composed of employees from every school and auxiliary location in Aldine. We, the Benefits Advisory Committee, would like to make the following recommendations. First, remain with Aetna as our medical provider. Second, increase employee contributions by varying amounts based on plan design and tier level. The amounts are listed below. For the Consumer Basic Choice Plan, employee only, $9.40, employee plus spouse, $48.44, employee plus child, $34.26, employee plus children, $45.06. Employee plus family, $86.75. For the Consumer Plus Limited Plan, the increase per paycheck for employee only would be $9.85. The employee plus spouse, $50.74. Employee plus child, $35.89. Employee plus children, $47.21. And employee plus family, $90.88. For the Consumer Plus Choice Plan, the increase per paycheck for employee only, $14.95. Employee plus spouse, $63.20. Employee plus child, $45.13. Employee plus children, $58.52. And employee plus family, $111.36. Finally, for the Select Low Plan, the increase per paycheck for employee only would be $5.30. The employee plus spouse, $30.37. Employee plus child, $20.40. Employee plus children, $27.84. And finally, employee plus family, $51.29. Third, we'd like to decrease the employer health fund contribution by half for the base contribution and the incentive. Fourth, eliminate the wellness incentive. Fifth, increase the out-of-pocket maximum for individuals by $500 and for families $1,000. And finally, sixth, we would increase the emergency room copay by $100.
President Avalos, members of the board, I recommend that we approve the recommendations as proposed by Tyler Kalach.
Board members, you have heard the recommendation. Do we have a motion?
Madam President, regarding the health benefits plans as presented by Ms. Chapa, I move for recommendation.
Is there a second?
Ogden, second.
We'll begin the vote with Dr. Viola Garcia.
Yes.
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 Avalos, yes.
Ogden, yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. We'll now have staff recognitions by Dr. Wanda Bamberg.
Yes, Ms. Avalos and board members, we have several staff members to recognize tonight. First, we want to start with Mr. Nick Hoffman, who is moving from social studies teacher at Nimitz High School to assistant principal at Nimitz High School. Mr. Hoffman has a Bachelor of Education from Iowa State University, which he received in 2005. He has a Master of Education from Lamar University, which he received in 2016. And Mr. Hoffman has been with Aldine for all of his career. He has 11 years of experience, with all of those years in Aldine and all of those years at Nimitz High School. Is that correct, sir? Well, we are very glad to congratulate you in your new position. So, did you bring anyone to recognize tonight?
I brought my principal back.
Congratulations, Mr. Hoffman. I know you'll do a great job. Next, we have to recognize tonight Shavanya Raspberry Vaughn, who is moving from Academic Assessment and Data Specialist at Aldine Senior High School to Assistant Principal at Aldine Senior High School. Ms. Vaughn received her Bachelor of Science in Education from Texas Southern University in 2008, and her Master of Education in Administration from Sam Houston State University in 2012. And she has some experience outside the Aldine district. She started in Spring ISD in the year 2008, where she worked as a first grade ESL teacher at Link Elementary. And then in 9-10, she worked at, is that Eichenroth? Eichenroth Elementary, also in Spring in second grade from 2009 and 10. And then at, also in Spring, it's at Cloughton Middle School from 2010 to 13, and then also as a lead teacher for ESL and ELA for Clark Elementary. So she has 9 years of experience, and 2 of those years she's had at Aldine High School, but now she's moving into a new role. So congratulations. And did you bring anyone to introduce to us tonight? Just some special people? Yes? Well, you can go down the row and tell us everybody who's here. Okay. Well, welcome to all of you, and congratulations. I saw them walk in. I knew you had a crowd. That's good. We also want to recognize tonight Corey Collister, from math teacher and football coach at Aldine Senior High School to assistant principal at Aldine Senior High School. And Mr. Collister received his Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology at Pennsylvania State University in 2000, and his Master of Science in Athletic Administration from Ohio University in 2015. And he has, I believe you started your career as a teacher in North Carolina. Is that Cary, North Carolina? Starting in 2001, but also took some time out of education and came back to Hillsborough County Schools. But then came to Texas. You know, you have to get to Texas sometime. Came to Lubbock, Texas in 2010, where he was a math teacher and football coach. And then he moved to North Shore High School in Galena Park in 2013, and for 2 years, and also a math teacher and a football coach. And so he has 15 years of experience with 1 year of experience in Aldine ISD, moving from his position as a math teacher and coach into an assistant principal's position. So, Mr. Collister, congratulations, and I believe you've got a row of people too to introduce to us tonight.
My wife Jennifer, and then our children, this is Tristan, this is Ashlyn, that's Caden over there, and this is Cameron.
What a beautiful family you have, all right? And congratulations, and welcome to all of you. Happy to have you with us tonight. Lots of nice families here tonight. Next, we want to recognize Danny Brogy. Did I say that correctly? And oh, you've got a fan crowd over there. You got your fans with you. He is moving from his current position as a bilingual teacher at Carroll Academy to assistant principal at Carroll Academy. And Mr. Brogy received his Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies from Houston Baptist University in 1997, his Master of Education in Administration from Sam Houston State University in 2003. And he comes to us with experience outside the district. Started his career in 97 at Houston ISD at Love Elementary as a bilingual teacher, and then went to Project Grad with Houston ISD in 2000 to 2003 as a reading consultant, Dean of Students at Hogg Middle School in Houston ISD from 2003 to 2006, and then also a principal at the Resurrection Catholic School at the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston, 2006 to 2013. So he has 19 years of experience, but 3 of those years in Aldine ISD, and now moving to an administrative position. So congratulations. And did you bring some people to introduce to us tonight?
My wife, Alejandra, my twin sons, Alejandro and Daniel, my beautiful daughter, Ariana, my 2 sisters, Juanita and Anna, my father-in-law, Ascension, and my support, my niece, Julie, and then my support, my principal, Mr. Lucio, my assistant principal, and then Ms. Wilkerson, who I worked with last year, and of course, Dr. Rodriguez. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming. Congratulations. And I guess I'm letting people off easy. I'm not making them stand up tonight, am I? We need to get... Okay, Kathy Huey, who is moving from transition specialist at Harris County Department of Education at High Point East to assistant principal at Greens Point Elementary. And Miss Huey had a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, which she received in 1986 from Prairie View A&M University. Also a Master of Education in Mid-Management at Prairie View A&M University in 1992. And she comes to us with a lot of experience. She started her career in 1998 in San Antonio ISD at an elementary school, and then moved to Houston ISD in 1990 at Lucille Gregg Elementary as an elementary teacher, and then also has been working at Harris County Department of Education from 1993 to 2003 as an elementary teacher at ABC West and High Point North. But then also in the last few years, 2003 to 2010, has been working at High Point North with Harris County Department of Education. So she has 25 years in the field of education, and she is joining us for the first time in Aldine ISD. So Ms. Huey, congratulations, welcome. And did you bring anyone to introduce to us tonight? Please stand, Mr. Huey, since I've missed that opportunity. Well, welcome to Aldine. We're happy to have you. Congratulations. And last but not least, we have Leticia Cibrian Velasquez. Was I kind of close? Okay. who is currently a bilingual skills specialist at Thompson and moving into assistant principal at Thompson Elementary. Ms. Velasquez received her Bachelor of Science in Interdisciplinary Studies at the University of Houston downtown in 2007, her Master of Education in Curriculum and Instruction from Sam Houston State University in 2015. Now, she is an Aldine girl as far as her experience. Started with us in 2008, and she has been a bilingual teacher at Thompson Elementary, but now moving into the role of assistant principal. So she has 8 years of experience, all of those years in Aldine. Congratulations. And did you bring anyone to introduce tonight? Very good. Congratulations. Happy to have you. Ms. Avalos, those are all of the recognitions that we have tonight.
Thank you. It's now time for policy revisions or additions. Dr. Viola Garcia.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Avalos. We have the following policy for revisions and or additions at this time. For second and final reading, consideration of proposed board policy, FFA local, wellness policy, student welfare, wellness and health services effective immediately. For first and final reading, policy update 106 affecting policy EHBAF local effective immediately. Approval of revisions to board policy CDA local regarding the investment program, and approval of revisions to DEC local regarding compensation and benefits. I move that the board approve for second and final reading effective immediately the consideration of the proposed board policy FFA local, wellness policy, student welfare, wellness and health services, and I move that the board approve on first and final reading, also effective immediately, policy update 106 affecting policy EHBAF local, revisions to board policy CDA local regarding the investment program, and revisions to DEC local regarding compensation and benefits.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
We'll begin the vote with Mr. Shanklin.
Yes.
Ogden, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Bourgeois, yes.
Mead, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Motion passes. The chair knows of no unfinished business, and the chair knows of no new business. This is a portion of the board meeting when the board receives input from patrons. Each person who addresses the board will have 3 minutes to speak on his or her issue. There is a clock at the podium that will notify you when 3 minutes are almost up. Because of topic posting requirements of the Open Meetings Act, board members will not answer any questions posed to the board by the patron, and no action can be taken on any issue presented during this time. If you wish to ask questions of the board, you may submit them in writing, addressed to the superintendent's office, and the board may consider them at a subsequent meeting. If you are an employee or an employee's representative, please be advised that the grievance policy deadlines are not waived. If you have documents to pass out to the board, please identify those documents. Finally, please be aware that the rules of decorum will be enforced during the public comment period. Please refrain from making comments directed at specific individual employees or students by name to avoid any potential breach of confidentiality. If you have complaints regarding specific individuals, please provide those in writing addressed to the superintendent for her attention. Each participant is legally responsible for the content and consequences of his or her own statements. And I think that we have one person who's requested to address the board, Alpha Gamble. I guess she's no longer here.
She was here. Y'all check.
She left. Can't say she left.
Okay.
Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Madam President, I move we adjourn.
Do we have a second?
I second.
The meeting's adjourned. Thank you for coming.